What's up everyone, this is Ryan here and welcome to Crypto Grinders Patrick. So Patrick here is the CEO, the founder of QTUM. And what brings you here to Singapore?
I came to Singapore to attend the FinTech festival here. I think it's a great city and I meet a lot of great people here.
Oh yeah. I think, do you find, because your foundation is also started in Singapore, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And literally, I think, do you find that Singapore is going to be one of the leading blockchain hubs as well?
Yeah, I think so. Because of the regulation here, it's more friendly to the startups in blockchain area. So I think Singapore gonna be a future blockchain center in the world.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So you heard it first from Patrick Guy. Okay, so Patrick, let's get into the interview.
Okay.
Okay, so after being listed in Forbes 30 Under 30 for consumer technology, did it open up more opportunities for the QTUM project?
Yeah, I think after being listed there, because this year I was the only person that been selected as Forbes 30 Under 30 in the blockchain industry. Yeah, so after being listed there, we got a lot of interviews and medias, and I think it's good for the QTUM branding. Yeah, so for sure it opened more opportunity for the whole project. Yeah.
Okay, so just so you know, this is a list featuring 300 young innovators, entrepreneurs and leaders who are challenging conventions and making an impact in the world. So far, how have you been impacting the world?
Yeah, it's a long story. Yeah. So, but since when I was in my first year in the university, I have the idea like I want the technology to make people's life easier, make people's life better. So after I have this idea, I was keep seeking the ways can achieve this target. Yeah. So I think blockchain by creating QTUM project, we bring a lot of good influence to the whole world, to the whole economy. And for a very simple example, like based on the platform right now, we are attracting more and more decentralized application, more and more dApps they are building on QTUM. And by this way, I think we, as a basic infrastructure in the blockchain world, we are impact the whole blockchain industry and impact the people right now. Yeah.
Right. So you also have experience working in Alibaba. What was that like?
Yeah, I think in 2014, at that time, I just dropped out from the PhD degree. Okay. Yeah, so I have yeah, and because I went to school very early. I went to primary school when I was like 4.5 years old. So I had been in school for like 20 years. Okay. So that's sometimes I wanted to try something new. And in 2012, I founded the Bitcoin, founded the idea, founded the blockchain industry. And at that time, I would prepare my PhD degree on the peer-to-peer multimedia transform on the internet. Then I think it's something similar as a Bitcoin idea. And since that time, I have a very strong interest in the Bitcoin and the technology itself. And in the next 2 years until 2014, I spent almost all my PhD time on the Bitcoin, the technology, and the research. And then at 2014, I think, I do not really want to continue the PhD anymore. I wanted to graduate it, and I wanted to to start a new career, to start a new something new, maybe a startup or some new project. Yeah. So then, but at that time, I was thinking, what's the biggest challenge for the blockchain industry? Yeah, at that time I can feel the usability is super bad at that time, even today. Yeah, so I was asking myself, where is the best place to learn how to build a internet product so you can have 1 billion user. Yeah, then Alibaba and Tencent. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons I go to Alibaba. At that time, when I was in Alibaba, I was doing something. To designing the Taobao, the Taobao like the mobile application. It's one of the most popular mobile application. Yeah. So from that experience, I learned how to design the popular applications. Yeah, you highlight a lot on the usability and the function. Yeah, so I learned a lot from from that, and also I learned something like how to manage a very big team and the culture in the company, because Alibaba have a very good company culture.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I learned in Alibaba.
And you were there for how long?
Not too long. I think 7 or 8 months. Yeah.
Oh, very short stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but during your time in Alibaba, and while you were trying to complete your doctoral designation, which in the end you didn't complete it, right?
Yeah, I didn't
okay.
finish that.
But you were also an investor in BitBay, which led to some reports of you being involved in a scam. What really happened, Patrick?
Yeah. So I mean, back.
So you had two names.
I think that's people accuse me a lot or blame me a lot. Yeah. So I think so I will take this opportunity to express the concerns. Yeah. So back to 2012, I already been very active on the Bitcoin talk. Yeah. In choose I had like a 2 hero member account. I think today it's a legendary account. So it's very early. At that time I was meeting a lot of people online because at that time the whole Bitcoin community is pretty small. So in 2014 I meet a few people online, but I didn't do enough research on the people, and they say, oh, they want to start a smart contract platform. I think, oh, that's something I want to do. So, and I invested, At the very beginning, I was only the investor, but then I said, oh, maybe I can help you guys in the Chinese market. Yeah. So I even helped them to contact some exchange in China. But after that, since we meet the people online, I meet the people online, and I do not really know who is behind the project. Yeah. And then 2 bad guys, they take a lot of the money out of the project, and the project is almost a fail. Yeah, and that's the reason I left the project. And then why have another name in 2014 it's Steven. Yeah, the reason is at that time, just you do not know who is Satoshi. Yeah, no one use a real identity on Bitcoin talk. On Bitcoin talk, it's more like a nickname. Yeah, but in the real life, I only use my Chinese name. Yeah, so the Patrick name is also it's a name it's easy for people to remember for the Western community. So that's the reason I choose Patrick this name for more easy for people to remember. Yeah, but the Steven, I think I use Steven Lee the name. Yeah, but it's a nickname on Bitcoin talk on the internet. Yeah, right. So I think it's similar like Satoshi Nakamoto at that time, because back to 2014 in this industry, if you meet people online, you never use your real name.
Sure.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
all anonymous.
Right? So that's some confusing. Yeah. So, but I think it's sometimes it's hard for the Western community to understand. Yeah, but in China, we only use a Chinese name.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we've cleared the air, let's discuss about quantum.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So currently you rank 12th spot in CoinMarketCap, with more than $800 million US, in terms of market cap as well. How did you come up with the key concepts behind quantum that makes this project stand out amongst the 1,000 plus cryptocurrencies out there?
I think I had this idea in 2015 when I was traveling with another quantum co-founder, Neil, in Paris. Yeah. At that time, I was thinking, because I started my first business in this area by doing the mining business. Yeah. Back to 2012 and 2013, I was one of the biggest miner in China. I was one of the biggest Bitcoin miner, and also the altcoin miner in China. Right. Yeah, and I
is it still around, the mining?
Yeah, the mining farm is still running. Yeah. So at that time, I know, but then I realized that the mining is only a business. It's not a long-term career. Yeah, it's a business to make money. Yeah, because all the mining have a lot of limitations by the market cap. Yeah, and then in 2014, we have the Ethereum platform, and I think among 2013 to 2015, I meet Vitalik many times in China. At the early time, almost every time he came to China, I meet him and talk with him to get some ideas and share some ideas.
Sure.
So, but then when Ethereum started get a lot of attention in China in 2015. I can feel a very big gap between the Bitcoin community and the Ethereum community in China.
Yes.
Basically, they disagree with each other. They do not like each other. So I was asking myself, oh my God, the whole community is super tiny, super small, and you have two kinds of people that do not like each other. So I wanted to create something new to union the whole community together. Then that's where the quantum idea come from. I wanted to because Bitcoin is a very simple design. It's a currency design, and Ethereum they claim they want to become a platform. So I was asking myself, okay, why not build the smart contract ability on the Bitcoin-based source code? That's the idea quantum come from.
So that is basically. But what's the main difference then between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and quantum?
It's a good question. I think even today, maybe most of the people in this industry they do not really understand the difference between Bitcoin, quantum Bitcoin with Ethereum, or Bitcoin with what Ethereum with quantum. So I wanted to explain like the main idea of Bitcoin and the main idea of Ethereum and the main idea of quantum and what's the difference. So the basic idea of Bitcoin when Satoshi Nakamoto designed the Bitcoin network, it's designed to be a peer-to-peer value transfer network. You can transfer value on Bitcoin, and but Bitcoin is designed to be a currency. It's very simple, secure, stable. But Bitcoin have no flexibility. That means like no smart contract ability because it's designed to be very simple. So you cannot say Bitcoin is a platform. It's not a platform. It's just like a
But could it be?
Could
it be? If let's say the core developers stop. I mean, they finally found a solution to the
it could be. It could be.
Okay.
And the could be is quantum.
Yes.
Why I say that is because even today, the Bitcoin is really a very simple design, stable design. It's a currency, so it's not a platform. Then, because Bitcoin, you cannot build a lot of application on Bitcoin. It's just impossible. Never ask why, because it's just impossible.
That's true.
And for Ethereum, then we came to Ethereum. What's the basic idea of Ethereum? Ethereum, they wanted to create a global state machine. And they wanted to create. Also, it's a global ledger. It's also a global ledger. But every account you can add a lot of operations to the account. Where the operation come from? It's come from the smart contract. Use the smart contract, you can operate the data or the balance, or the money. So that's what's the Ethereum idea. But the Ethereum have too much flexibility. That's part of the reason why the parity wallet have so many security concerns. Because in Ethereum, you do not have native operation method to operate the multi-signature. You have to write a smart contract then you can do multi-signature for your Ether. So that means Ethereum they have too much flexibility. It's designed to be a platform. In truth, you shouldn't never put a lot of money in the software layer, in the application layer. It's very dangerous. You cannot put too much money in a smart contract layer. It's very dangerous. Because in Bitcoin, all the multi-signature is natively supported by the mathematical ways. So it's a very basic layer. All the money operation is very secure, and they have like 5 types of standard transaction in Bitcoin. So the pay-to-script hash is one of them, and based on that, you can build the multi-signature. So Bitcoin make all the money operation very standard. So you do not need to worry any concerns about all the Bitcoin security. But Ethereum, they do not have this kind of design. They designed to be a platform, so it's very flexible. But sometimes it's too flexible. It's very bad for your money. It's very bad for your currency. So that's part of the concern of the Ethereum. So then we came to the quantum idea. For the quantum idea, I want quantum become a very stable currency layer like a Bitcoin, and through a virtual layer, that's our account abstraction layer, that's a middle layer. Through this middle virtual layer, we can support the smart contract. Yeah, the smart contract, then you can write the you can deploy the application on Quantum. So Quantum is a layered design. Yeah, it's a layered design. So Quantum is more like a currency plus a platform. Nice. Yeah, so we have a different layer. Yeah, so that's a reason like in Quantum you can do multi-signature just like Bitcoin. Yeah, no need like Ethereum. Yeah, and all the currency operation is just exactly similar as Bitcoin. But this through the virtual layer we can support a lot of flexibility. That means some applications they can build on Quantum. Yeah, that's we extend the Bitcoin's future.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the project has attracted a very solid list of backers, right? You have Roger Ver, Chen Weixing, founder of Kuaidi, right? You have Star Xu, CEO of OKCoin, Anthony Diorio, founder of Ethereum, Matthew Rosiak, co-founder of Block, and then many more have come on board. How did Quantum come to their attention?
Yeah, I think it's related to my personal experience because in truth, even before I started the Quantum project, I know most of the people in this industry. Even before 2015, 2016, even back to 2015 or 2014, I knew most of the people in this industry, especially in China. Yeah, because back to 2012, there's very few people in China that really understand the Bitcoin design. So at that time, I started to writing a lot of articles to explain people's idea of what's Bitcoin, what's blockchain. So in truth, I translated the Princeton the blockchain and the cryptocurrency technology the textbook. So I translated it to Chinese, and a lot of people they know blockchain through my translating. Yeah. So at that time I already know a lot of people in this industry, and when I was pitching them the idea, I wanted to build a totally new platform, they say, I have a lot of interest. Yeah. So that's the reason why we get so many attentions from the very great mind great people in the whole industry.
Yeah, because. I think most people don't really know how influential you actually really are, in this space, because not every project can have that many investors come backers with, they are really very prominent in their own respective startups and businesses, but they are all on Quantum. Okay. Right, so let's talk about the X86 Virtual Machine. I think this is very interesting. So what does it aim to achieve, and why is it going to be a game changer?
Yeah. So I think the X86 Virtual Machine, I want to honor to Jordan Earls. It's not my work. Yeah. So I think it's a great design.
Good job, Jordan.
Yeah. it's a great idea from Jordan Earls. Yeah. Because Earlsky has some great experience with the virtual machine design. So he came up with the idea. He said, we needed to design the X86 Virtual Machine. The reason I think it's we needed to go back to the deepest reason for the whole industry. Why I say this? Because as in today, as everyone know, we have the EVM, the Ethereum Virtual Machine. It's the only working Turing complete virtual machine right now. It's the only one that's working. Yeah, I mean, even though we have a lot of other projects, they claim, I want to do a formal verification virtual machine, I want to do some JavaScript virtual machine, I want to do a lot of other virtual machine, but it's all in prototype or in idea. Yeah. So EVM is the only working one. But EVM is the first one, but personally I think in long term it will not be the best one. Because just like the cell phone, you always have the evolution.
Yes.
Back to 10 years ago, you still have the cell phone, but it's not the best. Yeah, the best one is today we have iPhone 10. Maybe next year iPhone 11. Yeah. So the technology is in the evolution. Yeah. So then that's back to the topic the solidity. I mean that's the only programming language for smart contract right now. But solidity is basically based on the JavaScript design. Yeah. So and also not too many people really deeply understand the solidity very well, and they cannot really write a very solid, very secure smart contract with solidity. And it's very hard to find the bugs. And sometimes it takes a lot of time. Yeah, that's the reason why the parity wallet is being hacked twice. Yeah, so and also for the EVM, they have a lot of limitations. I think Earlsky wrote a very good article about the shortcoming of the EVM. Yeah, like a no standard library, like the memory limitation. There's a lot of limitations. So the X86 idea is like we want to extend the smart contract to the mainstream. Then we are asking ourselves, okay, where we find the most developer, where we go to the majority developer. The majority developer is come from the traditional IT development company.
Yes.
Yeah, they know C language, they know C++, they know Java, Python, Rust. They all know this like a major programming language, not a solidity.
Yes.
Yeah, then we are thinking, oh, why we not leverage the traditional X86 design? It's a general design for all our modern computer. Why the quantum team's focus is sometimes different from other blockchain projects.
Okay.
Yeah, we are always focused on the usability, and we are always focused on let people have a big adoption of the concept, of the currency, the platform. So we are trying our best to offering people many choice. So no matter you like a mobile or PC wallet or hardware wallet or a web wallet, you always find a choice in the quantum wallet ecosystem. Yeah. And I think the more wallets the better. The reason is like you do not really rely on one wallet service. If that wallet service went down, then you do not have other choice. Yeah. So that's the reason we focus a lot. For example, because I was also have a very strong interest with Zcash. I talked to Zcash people a lot. Yeah. They released the protocol. But sometimes it's very hard for people to use the protocol because they do not have an interface.
Yes.
Like I think if I remember clearly, right, like they didn't have a Windows wallet even after 1 year. Yeah. So for all the Windows user, you cannot use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's not good. Yeah. So for quantum, like no matter which device you are running, you always find the wallet service. Yeah. Even for the IoT.
There's already a wallet right now. Like from you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe can you share a little bit about which of the wallets are the most interesting that are going to have the most real world use cases? I noticed that there's Soma wallet that has a kind of a messaging system, and QTUM is going to be like a wallet ecosystem. Yeah. So could you share a little bit about that?
I think because some of the wallet is not maintained by the foundation, it's maintained by the third party.
Right. So the third party will have these features.
Yeah, all the third parties they can have more features. Yeah. But from the foundation, we are maintaining some wallet by ourselves, like the PC wallet. Yeah. The Quantum Core. Yeah. The Quantum Core wallet is maintained by the foundation, and we maintain the two official mobile wallet in Apple Store and in Google Play. It's an official mobile wallet. So our foundation wallet design philosophy or design idea is to make it simple, but also it's design is simple, but all the function is there. Yeah. So like in the I think we released the latest version of the wallet. It's version 1.1.1. So in this wallet, PC wallet, you can watch the contract. You can do the quantum standard token transfer. Yeah. It's like the ERC20.
So
you have the QRC20 in the wallet.
If I participated in, let's say, MediBlock, I can immediately store the MediBlock
store the token in the wallet.
Right? So simple, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, if I participated in an ICO through Ethereum, I will have to connect to my ledger and connect my ledger and then create a wallet within my Ether wallet. So right now, Quantum's wallet allows you to very easily integrate and have that stored on my desktop or my Raspberry Pi, which is really convenient. I don't have to take out my ledger and stick it in and whatnot. Okay. So what are the challenges that Quantum will face when incorporating Lightning Network and atomic swaps?
So in truth, I think we already wrote a very short report about the Lightning Network. And right now we already have an alpha version ready. we already have we based on the C Lighting version, we already have a quantum lighting network alpha version ready. So right now you can build the lighting channels between the quantum nodes in the testnet. Yeah. But the challenge is still the real use case of the lighting network. Yeah, I mean everyone wanted the scalability. Everyone wanted the network can be as scale as the Visa or Master network. Yeah, but I think it will take some time. So what's a current challenge right now? I think it's still the use case of the lighting network. The first one is the technology, and the technology is not difficult anymore right now for quantum. But we are trying to figure out the use case of the lighting network. Yeah, and I think but there is still some misunderstanding in the whole industry. Yeah, everyone is talking about they want Bitcoin be faster. They want quantum be faster. But sometimes it's a balance. It's a balance between speed and decentralization.
Yes.
Yeah. So if the speed is super faster, that means it's very centralized. Yeah. You cannot. You have to achieve the balance between these two requirements. Yeah. From my understanding, the decentralization is better than the speed. It's more needed for the blockchain network rather than the speed. Because if you want the speed, you cannot beat the speed with Alipay or with WeChat or with Visa. For Alipay, the highest speed they can achieve is 100,000 transactions per second. So how fast? I mean, how fast the Ripple? How fast other like centralized blockchain? They cannot even get like maybe 10,000. Yeah. For Alipay, it's 100,000. Yeah. So how can you compete it with them with the centralized system? Then what's your value of the blockchain? Yeah. So from my understanding, the core value of the blockchain, I mean, as a currency, the decentralization is the most important. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then what about atomic swaps?
Yeah, for the atomic swap, I think it's similar like the cross-chain architecture. It's similar like because for Bitcoin back to 2014, I think the Blockstream team they already released some plan like the side chain or the drive chain or the two-way packet with each other to do the automatic swap. Yeah. But personally, I think it's not a big problem for the blockchain industry. Yeah. Okay. Because the reason is like from my understanding, all these blockchain projects is far away from mature. It's a super early stage. Yeah. Right. Even for Bitcoin, it's for sure for Ethereum. It's still super early stage. Yeah. It's the same for quantum. It's super early stage. The technology is evolution. And I think right now you do not really need I mean, we have some need to do the automatic swap to prevent some hack happens on the centralized exchange. You can transfer Bitcoin with quantum peer-to-peer, and do not go to the centralized exchange.
And when you say atomic swap, I mean, just to help the audience understand, right? It's just basically quantum to Bitcoin or Bitcoin to Litecoin.
Yeah,
right?
You can do multiple.
And I don't have to. I can send it to you without the central exchange.
Yeah.
I don't have to change quantum to Bitcoin then send it to you.
No.
That's what atomic swap is all about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, would there be some juicy bits of information that you could reveal about the Quantum Enterprise Alliance?
Yeah. I think by the end of this year, we do not want to push on this side. Yeah, but in the next year, we're gonna push a lot in the Quantum Enterprise Alliance. But we still have some good news for the Enterprise Alliance. I think last month, Quantum was being chosen as a IoT foundation, IoT blockchain foundation by some big company. Yeah, and because we participated the Trusted IoT Alliance, and Quantum is one of the biggest sponsor for this Trusted IoT Alliance. In this Trusted IoT Alliance, include some very good members like Cisco, like Bosch, like some Current Code, and some other IoT company, very good IoT company in the world. And most of the members, they will build their IoT use case on quantum blockchain. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good news. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I think enterprise is always watching out on how they can actually integrate blockchain into their existing businesses, right?
Yeah.
And so I think Quantum, I would say, is one of the leaders in terms of smart contract platforms that are going to be able to provide that solution for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also another reason for them to choose Quantum as a blockchain development architecture, it's because Quantum is the first proof of stake. It's already in proof of stake.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. It's a proof of stake smart contract platform. You do not need an actual mining equipment to maintain the network. Yeah, so it's different from Ethereum. Ethereum is a proof of work right now. Even they have the plan, I think it will take a long time for them to fully switch to proof of stake. But Quantum is already working proof of stake smart contract platform. And we are another reason is that Quantum is compatible with all the Bitcoin development tools and Ethereum development tools. So for the developer, you have more choice. You have more choice to build on Quantum. Everything you can do on Ethereum, everything you can do on Bitcoin, you can do on Quantum. Because we have a layered design, so you can leverage both two sides from the ecosystem. Yeah, and we have our own innovations and features. Like we are very, we put a lot of resource on the mobile, and also the light client, the SPV wallet. Yeah, the simple payment verification wallet like Bitcoin protocol. So it's a very light protocol. Very suitable for the IoT device, for the IoT industry.
Okay, and so you started out with mining, right?
Yeah.
Proof of work.
Yeah.
But now you literally are not interested in creating a proof of work consensus algorithm, but instead you want it to be a proof of stake. So could you share a little bit about what's the benefit of staking? Because you mentioned proof of stake, but what's the benefit then as a so maybe from a company perspective and as an individual token holder, what's the benefit?
I mean, I think if Satoshi, back to 2008, if Satoshi had a better choice, he will not choose proof of work. Yeah, okay. I think he didn't predict. He cannot imagine like in 2 years or 3 years. I mean, in 2012, 2013, we have super biggest mining company in the world, like the ASIC miner, but back to the original idea of proof of work. What's the original idea? The original idea is like one CPU, 1 volt. Yeah. If you have a CPU in your computer, then you can participate in the Bitcoin mining competition, and you have some chance to get the block reward. Yeah. Right. So the mining has server for two purposes. One purpose is to maintain the consensus of the network, because if you get the block. You have the right to validate the ledger, and you can get that's one of the reasons. It can randomly pick up a node to validate the last 10 minutes the transaction in the ledger. So that's one of the reasons. Yeah, for the mining for the purpose. Another purpose is like it's one of the ways to distribute the coin. Yeah. So proof of work server for these two purposes. Right. It's similar for proof of stake. Yeah. So for proof of stake, we can also randomly pick up who have the right to validate the ledger, and then we can also distribute the coin. Then what's the difference? Right. Yeah. No, you choose no difference. From the
but it's more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, from science.
Because I don't want to buy I'm not like you who has a mining farm. I don't have enough land, you know. And then imagine you want to have a farm, right? It's so expensive now. You know, it doesn't even make like economical sense, and I don't think any enterprise would even consider something like that, right?
No company will consider proof of work blockchain. So it's not suitable for them to use.
But don't you find that there are still companies or ICOs that are still trying to create
proof of work,
or at least have mining. Like I've seen some ICOs that were focusing on building up or raising money to create Bitcoin mining mining rigs.
Yeah, you know? Mining rigs. I think it's only for profit. I mean that's another idea. That's another topic. But you know, right now in the whole blockchain industry, we have two concepts. But I think most of the people they didn't get the two concepts. The one concept is the cryptocurrency.
If you say it's profitable, is mining still profitable?
Yeah, even today.
For which coin?
For Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for all the coins, it's still
Bitcoin is still profitable.
Yeah, for sure.
But isn't the mining? The difficulty very high right now?
It's doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's still profitable.
The reward is still very big.
Ah, okay. Because whenever you do manage to mine a block, you actually can still, it's still profitable because of the price.
Yeah, the price going up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the whole cap of the mining going up. Let's go
to let's go
back to the topic.
Okay. So now, Inc. recently raised 800,000 quantum, equaling 8.8 million during their ICO, and currently there are more than 20 developers building apps across a variety of industries. So, which is a lot, right? That considering that quantum is a young blockchain, is the network stable enough to handle all these projects?
Yeah, I think the network is very stable to handle all these transactions. Yeah, the reason is like, you mentioned Inc. Yeah, so Inc. they raised 800,000 quantum in the pre-sale. Yes. It's a pre-sale. They also have a public sale, and they raised another 5,000 Bitcoin. So it's 800,000 quantum plus 5,000 Bitcoin for their totally ICO. Okay. So it's a very big project. And they almost raised 10,000 Bitcoin together for the Inc. project. Yeah. And also I think quantum is designed to be a currency and to be a platform, and I think it's stable enough to support all these applications because like for Bitcoin network today, every day it can process like 300,000 transactions per day. Yeah, the quantum TPS is 10 times higher than Bitcoin network. Yeah, so in quantum in theory we can process 3 million transactions per day. Yeah. The quantum TPS is about 60 to 70, while Bitcoin is 3 to 5, and Ethereum is 50 to 20. So the quantum TPS is 10 times higher than Bitcoin, and almost 4 times higher than Ethereum. So we have a bigger network ability to process a transaction.
Okay. Yeah. So now, Space Chain is a highly anticipated ICO that will help Quantum establish its satellite infrastructure. Why is this step even necessary? Yeah, okay, I think it's necessary because that's something I wanted to persist it. Yeah, the reason is like something I wanted to persist is the decentralization in cryptocurrency. Because without decentralization, I think a Bitcoin is worthless. It's worth nothing. Bitcoin. Yeah. Because if you have a centralized currency, I prefer to trust the bank. If you are releasing a centralized currency, I do not trust you. Yeah. I prefer to trust the banking system. Yeah. So the decentralization is very important. And also, that's one of the purpose of the satellite, the quantum satellite in the space, because we also have the decentralization not only in Earth but also in the space. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. The second reason is it also has some real use case, like the quantum satellite, quantum node in the space. It can be a lighting network node. It can relay the transaction to many people through the nodes in the space. And also the third reason is like if we have an open source operating system for the satellite, then everyone they can rent the satellite to do some research, to do some experiments, for scientific research, scientific experiments in the space. Because earlier it's super hard to do some research in the space because you do not have the satellite and you do not have enough money to buy one satellite. But right now you can buy 2 minutes of the satellite. You can. It's like a cloud service. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of the satellite that can help you to do some research to serve for rent. You can
you can rent the satellite. Yeah. So
and how much does it cost to launch one satellite? I mean,
it's cost about more than $500,000. Yeah. Okay. $500,000 maybe $500,000 to $700,000. Yeah.
USD.
Yeah. 0.5 to 0.7.
So basically. How many do you all plan to launch?
I think for the space chain, they plan to launch 72 satellites.
72?
Yeah, to build a satellite network.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. And this is literally also this project is built on quantum.
Yeah, the project, all the blockchain is running on Quantum.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
and back to the idea. I mean, the satellite idea is more than the decentralization. It's also in the future. It's about the real business. Yeah. Because like the cloud service, the biggest cloud service on the earth is Amazon. Amazon EC2. It's the biggest cloud service. Yeah. But I think for SpaceGen, they wanted to build a cloud service in the space.
Do you find that it's too? Do you think this project is a bit too early for its time, or it's already there? It's just that, it's like VR.
Yeah.
But how realistic do you think this project?
Yeah, I think since they have a very great team, the scientists team behind this, and also I think they have a great co-founder, and I think they can make this happen.
Okay.
You choose the first satellite already ready.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, which are the key markets that Quantum will be focusing on in 2018 and why?
2018, the key
markets, like key marketplaces, like for example China.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think in 2008 we will put a lot of resources in US market. Yeah.
Okay.
US and Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, basically you just came back from Tokyo already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
US and Japan.
All right.
Because in China we are the most influential project already. So everyone in China they know the project. Yeah.
Right.
But we will do more marketing in US and same in Japan. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, mobile first strategy is to combine real world use cases with blockchain technology. China already has a strong developed mobile payment infrastructure where WeChat Pay and Alipay dominate the market. How does Quantum plan to capture its share of the pie?
Yeah, I think we do not have a conflict with their payment system. Yeah,
and coexist.
Yeah. The reason our mobile strategy is more like we want to put the blockchain technology into the mobile, and so everyone they can use it. Yeah, that's the reason in our official mobile wallet we released the smart contract in the mobile. You can release your own cryptocurrency in Quantum mobile wallet, and you can watch the token, and you can transfer the token. And we will have a smart contract store, like the Apple Store, in the mobile. So you can download the other people's smart contract and pay with Quantum, and then you can use the application. Yeah. So that's our idea, because everyone is talking about smart contract, but I think most of people you never try it, you never write it.
Yeah. Of course not.
Yeah.
I don't know how to write.
You only store the coin and transfer the coin.
And stake the coin.
Yeah, stake the coin. Nothing with smart contract.
Yes.
And why?
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
Yes, it's hard, man.
It's hard for people to understand and to use it. Yeah.
Right.
So then I wanted to make it in the mobile, and everyone can use it every day. Yeah. So that's the idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you so this is basically the next question is about China government on ICOs, blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Could you shed some light on China government's stance on blockchain technology and of course ICOs and trading of cryptocurrencies? Of course, this is basically three different aspects of this question. So take your time.
I think the Chinese government they like the blockchain technology, but not the currency, not the trading.
Yes. Yeah.
The reason is like in China they because we have some financial very like strict financial regulation on all these like currency part. Yeah. So they made some regulations on the currency cryptocurrency. Yeah. And also the trading, you cannot have direct connections with RMB and with the cryptocurrency.
Yeah, because it bypasses the bank, right?
Yeah, you pass the bank, and in China, we are not a free capital flow country, so we have a capital control.
Yes.
So that's a reason I think they cut the ties between cryptocurrency and the Chinese yuan. Yeah, but for the blockchain technology, it's okay. The government they like the idea, and they also they encourage people to build the use case on blockchain platform. And I think Quantum will be a very basic platform for a lot of companies in China. They can build on Quantum platform because we support you to build application. Yeah. So, but for the currency part, I think it's not really liked by the government. Yeah.
So
it's the same for all
the government. Well, because Quantum has the token itself serves a utility.
Yeah.
So they definitely have to purchase the Quantum tokens in order to run the smart contracts, right?
Yeah.
But even though they can have a private blockchain, fair enough, right? They can do that, right? Okay. So if Okay, so now, being a visionary and leader in this field, what are the shortcomings that you foresee in this space, at least for the next 5 years? Or
in the blockchain industry?
Yes, in the blockchain industry.
I think the whole industry faced a lot of challenge, some very serious problems right now. But from my understanding, only 2 concepts is working in this industry.
But what are the problems? What are the key problems? Because you mentioned the problem.
I will mention the working one.
Oh, okay.
All the left is not working.
Okay.
Only 2 concepts is working.
Okay.
The first concept is the cryptocurrency.
Okay.
The why it's working. Bitcoin is a very good example why the currency part is working. The second working one, we have 2 concepts in this industry. First one is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is okay, it's working right now. But the platform idea is not working. For example, even on Ethereum, we say we have 200 dApps are building on Ethereum, but no one is using that. No one is using it. Tell me which dApps you are using. Nothing.
Only the token.
Only the token. And then nothing in your mobile phone.
It's
far away from the daily use, for the average user. And if you claim you are the platform, it's a long way to go. Because for a platform, you need to handle like 100, maybe 1,000 applications running on the platform, and the speed is a requirement. You have a faster speed. Otherwise, it's super hard for people to use. The privacy is a requirement. So, but if you take this as a criteria for the platform, most of the platform is not working. Even quantum. Even quantum, if you take it as a platform, it's not working yet. So technically, we have a lot of to do in the near future. That's the reason we do the scalable plane, like the Lightning Network and the X86 Virtual Machine, because it's all the design. It's not ready, not mature. That also means the whole blockchain industry is still at a super early stage. And we have so many things to do to make it to become mainstream. And also another biggest challenge is like the people in this industry still need to figure out what's the real use case of blockchain. Everyone is claiming, oh, blockchain gonna change the financial world, blockchain gonna change IoT, blockchain gonna change everything. But show me the use case. Nothing. Only hype and the concept. We should focus on to create some real use case people can use. Like I said, right now only two working model. One working model is cryptocurrency. The second one is ICO. Only these 2 models is working. Because ICO is the easiest way to raise money on blockchain. Only these 2 concepts is really working right now. All the other concept is proof of type.
Okay, so now this is more of a personal question, right? It's a personal question. So if any of your key developers were to leave and create another blockchain, how would you feel? So even right now, no one left the quantum. Until right now, no one left the quantum. All the developers, they pretty like the idea, like the project. But even they leave, I think it's okay. The reason is like I believe like we are building the whole ecosystem together. It's not like the traditional company. Oh, I'm the boss, you are the employee, so you work for me. It's not like that. In the quantum team, we are like peers. We share the idea as Bitcoin, so it's a peer-to-peer working style. You do not need to report to me. You report it to the people who work with you. So the things I will be happy is like even some team members they leave they leave the project. They are still working in the quantum ecosystem or still in the blockchain industry. I think it's good. All right. So, any key pointers for aspiring blockchain projects? Key pointers, like for example, like they are also wanting to create their own blockchain. I think are there any words of wisdom that you can impart to them?
Yes. Even like I said earlier, like the blockchain industry is still in super early stage, but still huge opportunity for everyone. No matter because blockchain has many many industries. I mean, like even mining, mining pool, exchange, wallet service, basic platform like Quantum or some upper layer applications. Yeah, we have so many opportunity in this industry. So if you come from the traditional industry like healthcare, IoT, finance, you should figure out you should learn about the blockchain features and to think about how can you combine your advantage with blockchain together. And then you can find a very real solution for the problem. Yeah, you know, blockchain is more like a protocol. Yes. You should figure out how can you use blockchain to solve the problem you had earlier in your own industry. Yeah, so if you can make this happen, I think it can create some real value to some industry. I mean, do not follow the hype. Yeah. Yes. I mean, but you should think clearly, like how can blockchain help your industry? Yeah, I think if you make this happen, it creates the value. Yeah. Also, but for the cryptocurrency, you know, it's all the currency is very different from the tech knowledge. Yes. The currency is never about the technology. Like for the currency, what's the difference between the USD dollar and the Chinese yuan? It's all same the paper. It's the same paper. Yeah, no difference. It's also a piece of paper.
But the value is different.
Yeah, the value is different. Why the value is different? It's not because someone they print the money better than others. You know, someone it's more beautiful than others. It's not about this. Yeah, it's more about the real economy behind the RMB or the Chinese USD dollar or the Singapore dollar. Yeah, that's right. So it's the economy behind this. So for the blockchain industry, all the community, they have their own belief. Yeah, they believe, okay, some community member they believe Quantum will be better, and some community member in other communities they think Bitcoin is better. Yeah. So, but in long term, I think all these blockchain projects, yeah. No matter it's a currency or a platform or it's a currency plus platform like Quantum, it's in long term it depends on how many people are using this and how many applications are building on the platform.
Right, yeah. Like what you mentioned, real world use cases.
Yeah,
right?
The real world use case it's more valuable than the price.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, any final words to close before we end off the interview?
Yeah. So thank you for watching the interview. It's a long interview, and thank you, Ryan. And yeah, for sure, the blockchain industry is very promising. So if you have interest to join the industry, you can. I think it's a good choice. And also for Quantum, we are hiring more people in marketing, developer. So if you have experience in this area, welcome to join us too.
And what's the email?
Yeah, the email is patrick@quantum.org.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Patrick, for this one-on-one interview. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, and to Crypto Grinders for more exciting news, interviews, and reviews. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Ryan signing out.
So, bye bye.